fear is what stops belief. So I have to ask, what are you afraid of today? Because if you're normal, and I know most of you aren't, but the fact is most of us are afraid of stuff. We're afraid of finances because we don't have enough. I doubt any of us are afraid because we got too much. We're afraid how we're going to pay for this, how we're going to pay for that. I can't tell you how many times I've been afraid. Because in my life, when I've had bills, they're a few pounds, a few £100, occasionally a couple of £1,000. And that's fearful enough. But when people start talking to me about construction, and they say, oh, it's going to be 50 grand, it's going to be 100 grand, it's going to be 30 grand, my fear level starts going up. And I've constantly come back. If Jesus is leading me here, I don't need to be afraid. And he has. He's proved himself over and over again. I'm still afraid. Because I don't know where that's going to take us. Some of us are afraid for our health. And we think, my health is not what it used to be. My health is getting worse. How soon am I going to succumb to this? What about the future? A lot of us are afraid these days, aren't we? COVID hasn't helped that at all. Are we going to get to have a Christmas? What about holidays next year? And it goes on our family, relationships, change. Anybody here afraid of change? Yes, you all are, I know. We all have things that we're afraid of. And that fear is what stops us believing. It's what stops us trusting. But instead of being afraid, we need to believe. Trust Jesus when he tells you something. Jairus at this point has a choice to make. He can throw up his hands in frustration and say, well, never mind. My daughter's dead. I hope you're happy, woman, now that you don't have that issue of blood anymore. Never mind, Jesus. Let me go home and bury my daughter. That's what the servants are suggesting. Don't bother him anymore. It's over. Your daughter's dead. Or he could believe. He could trust. He could keep on going where Jesus is leading. When all hope seems to be gone, that's when we need to not be afraid and only believe. Just let that sink in. Don't be afraid, Jesus says. Just believe. Trust me.